Hey Jessica, can I come work on your boat this weekend?
Sure, I don't have anything big planned, just sanding, fairing, sanding, priming, sanding, de-waxing, and painting. You should totally stop by.
So cool.
A few weeks ago, we were at the Newport Boat Show touring a few of the catamarans and monohulls, and you may have seen me lusting over the finished cabinets and mentioning that Matt will not let me spend any more time working on our cabinets, which is something that's been going on for way too long. So since I usually have a way of getting what I want, I'm not going to be working on these cabinets, but I have now contracted this work out from a friend of ours. This is Connor.
How's it going?
Connor is a former cruiser that is now land-based most of the time.
Yeah, swallowed the anchor for now. Just bought a home, so trying to get my fix in the boats, by calling friends, giving volunteering and doing some sanding here.
Coming up next week is the beginning of the Annapolis Boat Show. So first is the Power Boat Show, and then the Sailboat Show, which we'll be attending, and Connor is helping to work both of those, so he's in the area, wasn't needed for a few days, so we kind of stole him. And you may recognize him too, because he's been to a few boat shows in the past, hanging around, and he also likes to jump on some friends' boats and just did a South Pacific crossing.
So I thought it'd be fun. I hadn't been up to the boat show in a couple of years. I thought it'd be fun to work the show this time. So I'm up for a few weeks working at the boat show, helping to assemble all the docks. I had a few extra days, and I thought it'd be fun to do some sanding in the interim. Hopefully some painting and see the boat come together.
If you've been following our videos for a long time, these cabinets were started almost 2 years ago, and so they need to be done. They've got the fairing compound down, they just needed to be kind of like knocked down, primed. So that is the goal while Connor is here, is to get all of the cabinets primed, hopefully painted, and then we never have to think about them again. Now that we're getting into fall, it's the season for tropical storms and hurricanes to be making their way up the coast, and bad storms tend to lead to power outages, which we can't have just as we're making progress on our cabinets. Luckily, we have the Anker SOLIX F2000, which can get us through any storm with its 2400 watts of power. Its 12 ports include 4 AC, 1 TT30RV, 3 USB-C and 2 USB-A ports, as well as 2 car outlets. It can keep us working in the tent when we need, but is also great for outdoor off-grid living, especially when you need your coffee no matter where you are. Inside your home, it can handle your refrigerator, microwave, and 99% of your appliances. It has long-lasting LiFePO4 batteries that will remain healthy for up to 3,000 charge cycles. This powerhouse comes in at 67 pounds, so if you're not looking forward to carrying it, there's a retractable handle and wheels, which make for easy transport. Between now and October 9th, get early bird specials of $450 off and up to $1,200 off your F2000 generator. And during Fall Prime Days on October 10th and 11th, receive a $600 discount on your Anker SOLIX F2000, the lowest price ever. Make sure to click the link in our description box to claim your offer.
Yeah, you paid crap.
Yeah, it's really bad too, so watch out.
Yeah.
Safety first. Remember how I posed a question back in the spring of how long is it going to take me to finish out these cabinets? Turns out I'm not. I'm handing over that job to Connor. These are going to be simple though. We're not going to do a full out fairing. We're just going to blend the seams. And then in the next day or two, we'll have him already priming and painting it.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Don't even know what's going to be in here, but that doesn't need to be pretty. Not like these cabinets that need to be absolutely perfect.
Before we had Connor fair the tape lines, I had him get familiar with what sanding this product would be like and put him to work in our hanging locker, an area that the day before we had used Total Fair to blend the tape lines into the foam.
think that's it.
Time for inspection?
Time for inspection. Take a look.
All right, so the goal is to get all of the seams from the corners out. Looking good so far. By golly, I think he's done it.
I pass?
You've passed.
Yes!
Day one success.
Good deal.
All right, let's go get margaritas.
Sweet!
I've come in for my start time and we've had Connor working the past 2 hours while I've been editing. As you can tell, he's very dusty. He's been doing lots of sanding in my absence, so now it's time to inspect his work and see how he's doing. Everything is looking very blended in here. Verdict on the kind of settee cabinet here is there's one little spot that needs a bit of filling. That was just because in application it got scraped. Easy fix. Let's go check on the...
That could be the case. Couldn't have been the application.
I know.
No way.
First time, I mean, if I compared you to, I won't say it, Sophie, she was like just learning too. She had to work with the polyester, which is tougher. Poor girl. And now my dad's gonna be finishing that area in a couple weeks. Let's go see the first cabinets that we faired. Nothing has been done since, gosh, winter. And I'm trying to get them ready for paint. So I just had Connor go through and sand it with some high grit paper. Oh my gosh, these look beautiful. Ooh. Haha. I had him use like 220 in the corners here.
Yeah.
So it's super smooth. And I know some of you are like, it's just cabinets. Most manufacturers will just put kind of like a flow coat over the tape. Some will use carpeting, like really these don't matter, but it's a personal thing for me because it's the first thing I ever started, and this area down here under the bed that I did a really shitty job on last year, it still haunts me, and so I don't need these to be perfect, but I don't want them to be atrocious either. Well, I'm learning too, since the air conditioner is gonna go in here, it's gonna get all roughed up anyway. I'm not worried about that. This is gonna be food storage. This is gonna be food storage. Probably gonna get some scrapes, and we're trying to leave these 3 open for guest storage. So those need to be pretty. Although I think by this afternoon we're gonna be able to get some either more primer or paint in here. Matt was thinking that we would just put something like total bilge in there because a lot of the areas, especially where the air conditioner is going, where extra food storage is, that is like a nice, thick, hard, durable paint that's not gonna chip. We don't have to worry about it. It's not kind of like the softness that you would get on your normal interior walls, which I kind of want. So what we're doing now is we have Wet Edge from Total Boat, which is their topside paint. And we didn't want to go high gloss, or at least I didn't want high gloss, which the Total Bilge is, and that's part of the reason I was like a little iffy on it. It's just because it's like such a brilliant high shine white. I don't know if I want to see that every time I open up my cabinet doors, so I'm having Matt mix the white with some flat white of the topside paint. Hopefully that gives us like a nice semi-gloss. So after lunch we're gonna have Connor start applying that to areas that have already been primed and see how that looks. And then other areas, they're just gonna be ready for primer, but things are moving along. You can hear Connor sanding in there now. So hopefully we can get these cabinets just like checked off, not have to be worried about again, and then we can focus on the actual important things of this boat. Like, this is the slowest, most inefficient way possible.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Why is that cup so small?
All right, let's roll.
All right, you get it? Let's roll.
Let's roll. We had fun here.
Da-da, da-da, Alright, starting up high.
Ooh, look at that wet.
Nice. Oh, that's nice.
Because of the good sanding job that was done.
Yeah. I like to think so.
Now that I decided to work full-time alongside Connor, I wanted to get our inboard storage area ready to prime and paint. I had been working on the coast for a few days on the shelves and was just doing touch-ups of obvious low spots. The hanging locker portion was going to get the bare minimum of attention, only blending the tape out to the foam in the center. The bottom inside portion had already received a few coats of bilge paint last year, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how much a difference there is between the two paints. Things are looking good in the realm of cabinet paint.
Yeah.
Second coat,
Yeah.
and then he'll be able to go to the other side.
Whew. Yeah, second coat. It's going really good. It's
Yeah.
covering much better this time.
That's looking professional.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Appreciate getting a good fun job to mix up the sanding. It's very
You're kind of getting all of it.
yeah.
You know those days where you're feeling just extra ambitious and you're like, I'm gonna tackle this and this and this. So what the thing was for Connor is we were gonna have him do the actual topside paint in the areas that have been primed already. And I was like, all right, shouldn't take you too long. Once you're done with that, we're gonna put topside primers on the areas that have only been faired and not primed yet. And it's getting toward the end of the day, he still has to go up into the V-berth and do those cabinets. But because we're getting toward the end of the day and I wanna make sure that by tomorrow, like all this can be sanded, next coat, stuff like that, outside of the cabinets, inside the hulls is what I was gonna kind of be focusing on, but I'm gonna switch now and start priming those areas because the big thing is when Connor's here, I just wanna get all these done. I don't wanna have to worry about them later, so if that means me joining in too, I definitely don't mind. We've got Total Boat's topside primer here. That will also need a wipe down with the dewaxer, but we need to give it a good mixing first because this has not been used yet. Our full-length cabinets have their first, well, the shelves in them at least, because I didn't have time to get to this area today. But we got primer on here. If you can see, especially in that corner, I wasn't able to fill it with fairing compound before we got this on, so once it gets sanded tomorrow, I'll go do that. but for the most part, especially since it felt like I rushed these, that's looking good. I've got actual paint on the cabinets in the head. Thanks to Connor's help, we're making some real progress down here on these.
So my work painting yesterday, I think it turned out really good. A little tacky still. Plan is to get a little more heat. It's been a little chilly, a little humid, so maybe a little heat will expedite the drying. So. So now we have the heat on in the other locker that has been painted, and I'm trying to get these other couple lockers all to the same point. And these don't have the primer yet on it. So I'm going to begin sanding the corners so that way these will be ready to be primed. And these ones that have been primed, I need to touch up the fairing in the corners so that way they are ready for paint. All right, here we go. Man, it really is hard work. And I'm only here for a handful of days to help out. I don't know how they are able, Matt and Jessica are able to persevere through so much sanding, so much work. This area, I mean, it's a tiny little nook. My big fat hands trying to like shove them in with a little piece of sandpaper and try and sand, and it's dusty and it's hot. Oh man, hard work, that's for sure. At least I can see some resemblance of like progress made, albeit it's contained to a tiny area, and there's a whole rest of the boat that has to be done like this. But at least, I don't know, I can see some progress. It gives a little bit of I don't know, energy to keep sanding. But tight spaces, big hands, not easy. So, after a lot of prep work, everything sanded and clean. I wiped down to de-wax it and clean it, and is ready for the beautiful paint. So that's actually primer, not paint, but ready for primer, and that feels so good. That feels so good. Nothing like putting nice, fresh white primer on all these different colors and just, make a nice uniform final product. There's primer and filler and stuff, and just nice, beautiful white to cover it. Feels so good, so satisfying for all those steps. But that is it for now for this locker. Looks pretty good if I say so myself.
Yesterday I did just the cabinets here, but we never got to the hanging locker portion, so I'm just going to attack that really quick. Since we can't really get further along with painting anyway due to the high humidity, we're like right at the border of being able to even get the primer on. So gonna get it on every surface we can.
On Connor's very last day, we knew we hadn't gotten ourselves as far as finishing all of the cabinets in the boat, but we still made a list of the things we did want him to get done here.
This included putting the first coat of primer on the inboard cabinets of the master head, as well as the storage area under the settee, getting the second coat of primer onto the inboard shelves and hanging locker, and painting one of the cabinets in the V-berth that he had missed the day before.
That's right up to this locker.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good. Oh yeah, heck yeah.
And the middle
Second coat, I have the hanging locker.
prime cabinet under settee.
Settee, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Woo! We're cranking along. Almost done.
Last bit, all right. On to the final, fourth and final. All right, so second coat primer and hanging locker. Yes! Woo! Paint in V-berth. Here we go. Final job.
Number 4. Woo!
Woo! Look at that thing go white.
It feels so good. It's so satisfying.
Okay. That's it.
It's done.
Woo!
Nice.
That was so good.
Look at all these white cabinets.
It's beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
Magnificent. All right, let's go celebrate.
Alrighty. 3.5 days of working with us. Usually we don't invite people because we're so anal about it. So now we're gonna get a first-hand account of someone who did.
It was a great handful of days. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. But I have to say, I feel pretty overwhelmed. Like, I did a lot. I felt like a lot of good hard work. And although like there's some great areas that I contributed, there's like a lot of work to go. And I think that's my biggest takeaway is like how much you guys have done and how much you have to go. It's a lot. I'm proud of you guys and I appreciate the time. I appreciate you letting me come help out. But I'm proud of you guys for taking such a big job. It's a lot of work. So good job. The work is incredible. The workmanship is amazing. I learned a lot. So thanks for having me. I'll see you soon.
See you on the flip side.
Connor, wait! Come back!
Yeah, what is it?
You can't leave us without crossing off the last item on your list.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Oh, woo!
Okay, bye.
Bye!
Give me your freedom. Whoa, yeah, to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium.